Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry you've had to wait a while for a new video. I've actually been very poorly. I've had a bout of food poisoning, so it's knocked me out for a few days. I'm feeling a little bit better now, so if I've looked a little bit rough, it's because I'm still feeling a bit rough. I'm going to soldier on and make you a video. That's how much I care about everybody out there. First of all, by the way, thank you to everybody for subscribing to the channel, supporting it and leaving me likes. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, please just think about subscribing. It is free. Right, today we're going to do something. Somebody did actually ask me to do something similar to this a few months ago, and I absolutely forgot all about it. I can't remember. It wasn't my dream. Mr. Ellie Records. I'm going to show you some of the more sort of like interesting records in my Beatles collection. And now they're not necessarily worth a lot of money. They're interesting because they're not on the sort of labels that you'd expect to get on a UK pressing of a Beatles album. So these are not UK pressings. Must make that clear. What I'm trying to say is I've tried to look at various labels from around the world which are on the equivalent of a British Beatles album, i.e., like Please Please Me and the White Album, things like that. I haven't gone for the American albums because basically that's going to be another video on its own at some point. Although there is one American album in here saying that. Okay, so I hope you're well and dandy out there in Beatles land, YouTubers, people of the vinyl community, and people on the interweb. So what I've tried to do is start off with Please Please Me, and I think we end up with Let It Be, and there's a couple of solo ones in there as well, just to sort of like show you what there is out there. Like I said, they're not necessarily worth a lot of money, they're just a little bit interesting from a UK Beatles uh, collector's point of view. So I hope it is interesting to people around the world, just showing you what sort of things you can get. So the first one is Please Please Me, the Beatles debut album from 1963. Now, as you can guess, this says EMI up there, so this is a later copy from, I think it's the late 70s, late 70s, early 80s. And this is from Greece. So see what I've tried to do? I've tried to like get the equivalent of the British copies, but from other countries. Does that make sense? So the actual cover is virtually the same, except you don't get the parlophone there, you get the EMI. And it says EMIALSA, made and printed in Greece by EMI Greece SA. 1963 EMI record. So the track list and everything is exactly the same as the UK album of the same name, obviously. But this is where it starts to get interesting. Well, for me, when you've been collecting as long as I have, which is over 40 years now, in fact, it'll be 30 years, 50 years next year since I bought my first record. 1975, I bought my first record. Scary, isn't it? Yeah, so as a British Beatles collector, the majority of the Beatles catalogue was on Parlophone or Apple. Uh, so after a while, once you've got all the stereo mono ones, what do you go for? So I've started to go for things like this. So this is on the red and tan, I think they used to call this EMI label. Put like that. Hope you can see this okay. This is in really, really nice condition, actually, this record. Some people say, yeah, it's all right getting foreign pressings from around the world, but they don't sound as good. I can assure you this is just as good as any UK or European pressing from the late 70s and early 80s, sound-wise. Really, really nice record to play. Really enjoyable to listen to. Wasn't that expensive. I believe, I'm right in saying this, I got this album for around £10. Just a few years ago, don't get me wrong, but yeah, getting quite collectible now, these sort of things. It's just something a little bit different for an old UK-based Beatles fan. Just all the British albums, basically, a bit from around the world. Hence, I could have showed you the early Beatles from America, which basically is a reboot of this album, isn't it? But I thought, well, you still get the same cover artwork and everything, and the songs are still in the same order. Hence why I said it's the equivalent of the British catalogue. Next, we've got one from Germany with the Beatles. Again, I could have gone for Meet the Beatles from America, but this is the same track listing as the UK copy. This is a later copy from the late 60s, I think. This is on a blue EMI Odeon label, so the cover is basically the same and the track listing is the same. Fantastic album, and again, this does sound on par with anything from the UK at the time. And this is on a blue EMI Odeon, and it's a one box EMI. Make sure I do side one first. Look at that, eh? Doesn't that look strange? Now, to me, as a UK Beatles based collector, this looks very strange not seeing this on a yellow and black parlophone label or even a silver and black parlophone label. Again, sound quality is absolutely superb on this. These are going up in price now on certain internet selling sites. As everything does, nothing's as cheap as it used to be, is it, folks? You know what I mean? Yeah, the sound quality on that is very, very nice. Again, all these have played over the years. Now I've had to move my room. I've moved my room around a little bit just so you can see more of my Beatles collection. Basically, everything over there is virtually Beatles. Somebody was saying they like the way it was over there, but it looks like you can't really see a lot of your records or some of your posters and stuff. So I've put it back here. Might only be temporarily. Then we've got this one. Again, excuse me. This is a rare German version of A Hard Day's Night, and it's actually called the Beatles' Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. Track list and everything is exactly the same as the UK. Rare original German press. This has got a slight warp on it though. That is the only thing wrong with this. But see that Odeon stereo. It does sound really, really nice, and it plays okay. So it's got a pink sleeve instead of a purple sleeve like the UK version. The back is virtually the same, although they've used slightly different photos of the boys at the bottom, haven't they? From the film United Artists. This is really nice. So that is side one. You can see these labels okay. There. So it's what they call a gold and red label, or gold, white and red label. Very hard to see on this computer. I've been messing about with my computer, so hopefully it is all back to normal again now, folks. I will apologise for not having a shave before I made this, but to be honest, I don't really feel up to having a shave at the minute. I'm not getting lazy, I just haven't been very well. But I'm okay now. A famous last word, isn't it? It was we had a takeaway on last Saturday night. I'd been at work and Sue had the grandkids around all day. When I came, I was just I haven't cooked anything, Dave, so I'll just have a takeaway. So we said, yeah. Ordered a Chinese takeaway. We've had food from there before, never had a problem. Sunday, I was really, really bad, although I did go to work, which was a stupid thing to do. And then on Monday, it just knocked me out. This is another one. This is the German version of Beatles for Sale. German press. The cover's not in very good condition, and the record itself isn't in that good a condition. But it does play. It plays okay. There is a bit of background noise in it. Again, I got this basically just to compare it. So you don't. It's not a gatefold sleeve like the UK one. You do get the original German inner sleeve. To be fair, I think I've got this been a bit critical with this because I've put it's in poor condition. I wouldn't actually say it's not mint or very good. I'd say it's probably good, not poor, good. So that is side one. I mean, it looks really nice on there, but there is, when you go like that, you can see the scratches. They're only surface marks. Again, it's on the gold, red, and cream label, non-Odeon. I was actually quite surprised how much these go for, even in this condition. The original ones on this, not the blue one, are worth quite a bit of money. Don't know why. I mean, this cover is absolutely crap, but I can't really do it unless I sellotape it. There's nothing else I can do, and I don't really want to sellotape it. I mean, somebody has sellotaped it once before there, and they've made a right balls ache of it. Yeah. So there is that one. Again, I could have showed you a South African version of this, which is in a gatefold. So this isn't my whole collection of Beatles albums like that copy the UK catalogue from around the world. I've got lots of us got loads from South Africa and Southeast Asia and things like that. And like this one, this is Beatles for sale, believe it or not. I think we did do a video on this probably the first year I was ever doing my YouTube channel. Beatles for sale, and this is from Taiwan, um, and it's actually on orange vinyl, and it looks amazing. Look at that, amazing. Now, are these official releases or are these unofficial releases from Taiwan? I don't know. I mean, I'm saying it's from Taiwan. It could actually be from Hong Kong or Japan or something. I can't work out what it says about. I don't read Japanese or Chinese or Taiwanese, so I can't really comment. I bought this from a place in Liverpool about 2, maybe 3 years ago. Probably 3 years ago, actually. And the record shop that I bought this from isn't there anymore. Apparently, they put the rent up that much that it wasn't viable for them to keep the record shop. So they moved. They moved to another part of Liverpool. The actual record shop is called Dig Records or Dig Vinyl. I think it's still in this. I think it's the Vote Walk or somewhere now where they are. Bought quite a few records from over the years. That was about £10. And you could have, I said it got some like decks set up at the time. I says, "Oh, is it all right for play?" It says, "Yeah." Does it play all right? It says it depends on your system. It says if you've got a really expensive record system, hi-fi system, it says I wouldn't recommend you playing it. If it's a mediocre sort of like thing, it's okay. I've played this quite a few times. It sounds okay. Yes, there is some background noise here and there, but it doesn't really affect the play. For what it is, it's okay. Like I say, £10. Then we've got, oh, again, this is a German version. This is a late one because it's made by EMI Electra GmbH, printed in Germany by 4P Nicholson's GmbH. Again, it does follow the UK track listing. I think that just says the original music from the United Artists film. Like I say, it is a later copy. So this is on the blue EMI Odeon one boxed label. Not in fantastic condition, to be honest. It has got a few marks on it, but again, I think I paid something like £10 for it. I've got quite a few of these German ones actually. One day, if you want me to do it, I will do a whole video on my German Beatles LPs. If you want me to. If you do, leave me a comment. If you don't, leave me a comment. I might still do it anyway. So yeah, there's that one. I have got another copy of this where the LP is slightly in better condition. yeah, the LP is in slightly better condition, but the cover is slightly in worse condition than this. Again, around £10, I think I paid for that. So you see what I'm saying? You don't have to spend a fortune to get a nice Beatles collection. Says the bloke who's got thousands of Beatles records. The trouble with me is, I'm a fanatic. I'm a fanatical collector. Um, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You know, it never gets out of hand. I mean, I do know people that have like gone out and bought records and then had no money to give the missus at the end of the week for like rent or food or the mortgage and things like that. I'm not quite as bad as that. Um, you know, I do always make sure that I give Sue money and stuff like that. And she's okay. She knows I'm a nutter. So, Revolver. This is the Horzu version from Germany. Very, very mixed reviews on these Horzu ones. Some people say they are absolutely fantastic sounding records, and other people say the same crap. The ones I've got, which aren't that many, I always think sound okay. This is a later copy from around 1969, 1970. And I think, if I remember right, it's got a mispress on it. A misprint. Yeah, I Want to Tell You is down as I Want to Love You. George Harrison song. I Want to Tell You is actually on here as I Want to Love You. So, yeah, so that is side one. And that is side two. Now, on this one, I will admit this does sound better than the equivalent version you would get in the UK at this time, i.e., 1969, 1970, even 71. So, you know, that is not a criticism of the UK ones, that is just my observation. The cover is in that, you know, immaculate condition. And I think I only paid about £15 for this, or this might have been one I got about 18 months ago, because I know I did get a job lot of Beatles records, LPs and stuff, and there's a lot of German ones in it and South African ones. And I think this one might have been in with that, or it's the next one we'll look at, which is this one. So this is the original German version of it. It's slightly different catalogue number, because that one is, the Horzu one is SHZE 186. And then this one is SMO 74161. Those of you that like to know catalogue numbers and things like that. And this here, I mean, the cover's just starting to go on the spine. But it's the labels you're interested in today, ain't it, folks? It's the labels. We've seen quite a few German ones. I didn't actually realise I'd put so many German ones in this. Yeah, they are that way. And even on this, it says, I want to love you, for I want to tell you. So that is side one. Trying to get so you can see them there. That side two. No, this laptop doesn't like white on labels. Um, Again, this is actually quite a really nice sounding record. It's up to you, folks. Would you bother buying Beatles records just because they're on a different record label? I do it for the curio factor. Is that the right word? The curio factor, because to me, it still seems, even after all these years, it still seems weird for me to see like revolving things like that on anything other than Parlophone. Um, then we've got this one. I mean, I could have done about 4 Sergeant Peppers, but this one, I thought we'd have a look at this because it is very, very similar to the UK one in a lot of ways. So you get the gatefold sleeve. Um, Again, this is from Greece. The issue from the late 70s, early 1980s, and this is in really, really nice condition. So that is side one, and that's side two. Sounds amazing. Again, on par with any UK equivalent of this album at this time. The strange thing about this is, for saying this came out in the late 70s, early 80s, has actually got a matte cover. It isn't laminated. I mean, it looks shiny on there, but that's the light. It's actually very, very dull. But the spine, I don't think, is in good condition. You don't get the psychedelic sleeve or the cutouts for that, though. But I don't think you did it by the time these came out. And again, probably paid less than a tenner for it. Then we've got this one, Magical Mystery Tour. Why has that come up? Restart your computer. How about go away? This is one that actually one of my subscribers gave me this. Kindly gave me this. And it is the German version of Magical Mystery Tour. Now, Magical Mystery Tour has a very, very strange history in the UK. As you know, the Magical Mystery Tour was originally a film. And in the UK in 1967, it was music from it was released as a double EP in the UK and in other parts of the world. But then people like in America, Capitol is where they probably did do a really, really good job. They released it as an album. So they had all the songs from the film on one side, and then the other side, side two, was like the hit singles from 1967, and it works as an album. Um, I actually thought this was a bootleg, but I've since been told it is actually an official German release from 1978, 1979, something like that, because it's on the Apple label, but it's fantastic. It's on pink vinyl, pink vinyl. Magical Mystery Tour on pink vinyl. I've got a Magical Mystery Tour on yellow vinyl, an original UK export copy. So I don't know if this was like the German equivalent of their export ones. And it's a very, very heavy record as well. So thank you, Andrew the Postman. Um, yes, on side two, you get Hello Goodbye, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane, Baby You're a Rich Man, fantastic song, and All You Need Is Love. There's that one. Again, that's on Apple. I could have showed you the American version, and there's a few of them. You can get it on Swirly Capital, not the Swirly, yeah, the Rainbow Capital label, and on Apple. And I think then you can get it on a purple uh, capital label and a red capital label, probably released on a few more as well. So there's that one. I'm not sure how much that's worth, to be honest. And like I say, it doesn't really matter because the subscriber gave it me. Um, this next one is a very, very, very special record to me. Um, last month, I actually managed to meet one of my YouTube heroes, Mr. Ellie Records. So hello, Ellie, if you're watching. And he gave me this. Again, it's the Magical Mystery Tour. Completely different cover to the UK and the American versions and the German version. And I think there was a slightly different version in Australia as well. I mean, look at the back of that. It's got them doing Your Mother Should Know. Um, and the thing about this is, it's on Parlophone, but it's got the American catalogue number. So it's SMAL 2835. Non-gatefold. Got to be careful with this because this is one that is actually worth quite a bit of money. Um, so although it's on Parlophone, it's on a one-boxed EMI Parlophone. It's got the American catalogue number. In the UK, we didn't get this on an LP officially till 1976, Although in 1968 EMI did actually import the American version into the UK. Strange, isn't it? Strange how these things go along. So that is an Israeli copy. So this is from Israel. And when we met Mr. Ellie and Sue, came to Derby to see us, and was having a good chat, and he was telling me about this, and he says, you know, Israeli Beatles records are worth quite a lot of money because, yes, they were pressed in quite large numbers, but compared to what they'd be pressed in other countries, it's in the hundreds, not the thousands. And if you want one of these, you can look on eBay and other selling sites, and the average price for this is around £175 mark. Amazing, isn't it? And somebody gave me this. I'll never sell it. It's a treasured record to me now, as is that one. See, same album, complete different artwork, completely different labels. And the next one I've got is a Curo as well. It's another Magical Mystery Tour. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Ellie, for that. I love it. And I've played it. It sounds really, really nice. This next one is a bit of a curio. The Beatles Magical Mystery Tour, very rare South African pressing. Record, very good. Cover good, tape on spine, but it's in a US cover. So again, it's a bit like that one, isn't it? But this is the American gatefold sleeve, and it still has got the booklet with it. And this is how it came. So I don't know if this is how it was released in South Africa, or somebody just got the disc and put it into that. I don't know. And again, this is on a one box EMI parlophone. But again, this has actually got a unique number because this is PCSJ and then in brackets G192. But then it does say SMAL2 2835 at the top, and then it just say recorded in England. That is side 2, by the way, and then that is side 1. Again, great sounding record. South African records, pressed records, are actually quite rare to get now. I was lucky; I got a load in a job lot a few years ago, and some of them didn't have sleeves, which is a bit strange. And I know this was in that, and I know when it came, it was in this sleeve. So it would actually make sense for it to be an American sleeve because it does have a very, very similar American number on it as well as a unique South African number. Bearing in mind, it still seems strange to see it on a parlophone label from another country. There's possibly even a version on the yellow and black parlophone, although I've never seen one. But there could be. You never know, do you? Stranger things have happened in the world of collecting records. Now, this is a strange one. I bought this 8 years ago. It is. It was. I was told it was a UK export copy, although I didn't pay a lot for it. It's a top opener, and it is numbered. It's 0539408. Now, the actual sleeve is a UK sleeve or UK cover. Right. And it does come with the photos and the poster, which I won't get out. And this is a strange one. It did have really, really tatty, and I mean really, really tatty. It was dropping to bits. black inners. So this is record one, side one. So it's PCS stroke 7067 YEX 709 stroke 1, and then it's got an A printed in it on a one box parlophone. Scratch there, I mean, that looks really nasty, that scratch, but actually it's not feelable. We can see it, but it's not feelable. I've played it. It does say the gramophone co. All rights of the manufacturer and of the owner of the recorded work reserved. Unauthorised public performance, broadcasting and copying of this record is prohibited. So now the thing that got me wondering is it doesn't actually say made. It usually say made in Great Britain there, does it? Side 2 is YEX710 stroke 1, and then it says B on it, just there. You can see it just there, B. So I've took this to quite a few record fairs, not to sell, just to see if I could, I mean, I've been collecting records for 40 years, but there's people that have been collecting them, since when they came out in the 60s. So it's always good to say, or to go to record fairs, even if you don't want to sell something, because there could be somebody there that knows a hell of a lot more about these records than what I do. Some people says, yeah, it is a UK export copy. I did have one bloke that says no, it's a Southeast Asian copy, but I'll buy it for 250 quid. Should have sold it to him for £250, I don't know. Side 3 is YEX711 stroke 1. And I don't know what that says on that. Looks like F. And then side 4 is YEX712 stroke 1. And then that's got a 2 in it. So that should, I bet that's a 1. So yeah, so they do look very much like a 1969-1970 export copy from the UK, but the thing is, it doesn't say made in the UK or made in Great Britain, as it should do. So I still don't know about that one, to be honest. Quite a few people have said, yeah, it is one, a UK export copy from the late 60s. I don't know. It just seems strange that it's in a UK sleeve there, and it's a top opener. Then you could get these on both yellow and black, and the silver and black polyphone labels. So it could be content. Then we've got this one, which is now this is a nice one. This has been featured on a video before. It is a reissue of the White Album. Excuse me. I don't think we get anything with this, but this is. See, this does look like a UK one because it's on a 2-boxed EMI parlophone label, but it does say made in India, and it just said up there made in India as well. Lovely sounding record. Again, I don't actually think I did pay a lot for this. I'm only going to show you one because both they're all the same, aren't they? So, but it just seems dead weird seeing a White Album in the UK not being on an Apple label. I seem to think I paid around 40 quid for it. Pressed. This is what they call the Dum Dum pressing. Dum Dum is a place in India apparently. Yeah, manufactured the Gramophone Company of India Limited, part of the EMI group of companies, Dum Dum India, it says there. It's at the bottom, you can see just there. Great sounding record. You don't get the posters or the pictures with this, and it is an unnumbered copy because it is a later pressing. You can get this on also from India on an Apple label, and that absolutely, if you didn't know, you'd think it was a bootleg. The Apple label just doesn't look like that. That one is very, very interesting. Again, prices for that usually go £200 to £300. Then there's this one. This is an American one, by the way, and this is a reissue. And the thing about this is you get so many logos on it. So you got the Apple label there, logo, you've got Capital, and then you got Parlophone. So it is in the UK sleeve, or the equivalent to a UK sleeve, but this is still in its original shrink, by the way. It is on an Apple label, but it's like a weird Apple label. It's like, I don't know when these came out. I presume these came out in the 90s. So again, on here you do get, although it's on Apple, you do get a Capital logo and a Parlophone logo. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? And I don't think you're going to see it on this one, are you? Well, yeah, look at that. Brilliant. I had to pick that one up, innit? So there's that one. Again, I don't think it's mega rare. Although I did have somebody say they weren't, I've got this and then I've got an Abbey Road. And somebody did say these didn't like sell in vast quantities at the time. I'm not sure how much that one's worth. It just seems weird. Apple label. It just seems weird to see it on a slightly different Apple label, if that makes sense. This one has been featured before. Again, I've had people say, Dave, you hit the jackpot with this. I'm sorry this is a very, very long video, but now we're getting so far. That is the original inner sleeve, by the way. And again, this is made in India, and it is a yellow and black Parlophone version. So that is how the original UK export ones would have looked, virtually identical to that. Somebody did say that's worth about £2,000 to £3,000. I don't really think it is worth that much. But you never know, do you? It doesn't really matter because, like I say, when I buy records like this, it is nice to know the value sometimes, but it doesn't really matter because I'm never going to sell it. So, in one way, it doesn't really make any difference what it's worth, does it? Well, not to me anyway. I know some people buy records as investments and things like that, which, yeah, if that's what you like to do. Very, very good sounding record. Another one here from New Zealand. They're going all around the world. Beatles Dave, global YouTube channel. And this is on one box EMI. Again, great sounding record. I could have showed you the South African one of this as well. So, but yeah, this has got a slightly different number, hasn't it? PCSM 7088. White border on the back, which the UK versions didn't have. Yeah, I don't think I paid a great deal for that. I think it was under £30. I think might have been under 20. I don't know. Could have been under 20. Um, Quite an interesting one. This is Hey Jude, or as it originally came out, the Beatles again. But I think this one is actually called. Well, no, this just say the Beatles on it. and this is from Spain. You don't get no track listing on this, and there's a reason why, and it's on Odeon. Because this should have the Ballad of John and Yoko on it, but apparently it's not on this because they didn't. It was a Christian country, and they didn't like the word when he says, "Christ, you know it ain't easy." Yeah, so this is actually classed as the Beatles again on this, not Hey Jude. Lovely, lovely label though. Look at that. So side one, you get Can't Buy Me Love, I Should Name Better, Paperback Writer, Vain, Lady Madonna, and Revolution, right, which is the same as the UK, the US version, isn't it? So on side two, you only get 3 songs. You get Hey Jude, Old Brown Shoe, and Don't Let Me Down. You don't get the Ballad of John Yake on it. Now, I've never ever seen another copy of this. I haven't particularly been looking for another copy of it, don't get me wrong, but I've never ever seen another copy of it. Does that make it valuable or not? I don't know. This is the beauty of having a YouTube channel, because some people out there might say, Dave, that's as common as anything. And it could be. But it's not common in the UK. That's what I'm saying. So, yes, it is a really, really good sounding record, but this doesn't sound right without having the Ballad of John and Yoko on it. Well, to me, it doesn't anyway. We've got 4 more records to go, so we might as well go till the end, don't we? Again, this is Let It Be, gatefold sleeve, and this is from America. And these are actually quite rare, aren't they? Because these were bootlegged a lot, aren't they? I have got a bootleg one, and it looks absolutely terrible compared to this. And the thing about this is it's on the Red Apple label. Now, we say Red Apple on Let It Be in the UK, but that is because there was a Red Apple logo on the back of the cover on the ones that was originally in the UK box set. Again, lovely sounding record. Certain selling sites, they do go for quite a lot of money. Don't know why. This didn't get a booklet with this, but you do get a lot of the photos from the film. Get in you saying so. Yeah, so that is. Yeah. In one way, I do think that looks a little bit more professional in some ways than the UK equivalent, with it being a gatefold, and then you get, like, the stills from the film and things. Right, now we've got a couple of solo Beatles ones. This is Imagine, John Lennon. Common as out anything, it sold in its millions, didn't it? This original in a sleeve, but this is, again, it's weird. This is on Parlophone, not Apple, Parlophone. A one-box Parlophone, well, one-box EMI Parlophone, silver and black label. Now, nowhere on here does it say where it was made. At first, I thought it was an Irish pressing, but then it would say made in the Republic of Ireland or whatever, wouldn't it? I mean, you do get all rights to the manufacturing and everything on there, and it has got the UK catalogue number of PAS 1004, and it is a stroke 1. Produced by John Yoko, Phil Spector, all songs published by Northern Songs NCB, but there's no country of manufacture anywhere on that. I did actually buy this in a record shop in Nottingham. Records 33. Even on the back doesn't say anything about where it's made. Now, he seemed to think this was a UK export copy. And again, you might be right. I seem to think this could be like the White Album, and it could be a Southeast Asian copy. But the quality of it does seem to go more with a UK export copy. So I'm not 100% sure about that. If anybody out there knows, yeah, it just seems a bit weird that if it's a UK export copy, why it doesn't say manufactured in the UK on it. Now I do know that some of the UK export copies don't say that on them, but the feel and the quality of that does seem to be more of a UK manufactured LP. If that makes sense. So I've got no idea on that one. It's just nice to see it on Parlophone and not Apple, although it was a custom Apple label one to be John's face on it. So there's two more. God, I'm so sorry that this video's gone on for so long. I will apologise. And if you've made this to the end, well done. Again, this is quite a nice one. So, you know, in some ways, the best ones are the last ones we're looking at. This is Spanish Ram on blue EMI Odeon. Isn't that nice? And the sound quality on this is absolutely amazing. Really, it's a nice thick record. I'd say that's probably 140, 145, maybe even 150 gram. Don't think you got anything took off this. I think it is just like the standard UK or US version. Yeah, they haven't took anything off from what I can see. So the artwork and everything is the same. And then obviously get all of the Odeon EMI up there. And then the last one is another Paul McCartney one. And again, I think this has been featured in a previous video, probably one of the first videos I did actually. This is McCartney 2. And he's saying, well, what's so special about that, Dave? Well, from the cover, nothing. There's nothing to give this away whatsoever. It has got the UK number, I think, PCTC258 stereo. And it is a gatefold again. So you think, well, that's not worth out, is it, Dave? Possibly not. Don't know. Get the inner sleeve. But are you ready for this, folks? Now, this came out in 1980, didn't it? This quantity too. But this is on silver and black Parlophone label. And I've also got one on a yellow and black Parlophone label somewhere, but I can't find it. I did actually think this was it. So this says made in Great Britain, but the other copy I've got of this has got like a yellow label with like a crisscross sort of thing, crisscross design on it, and it's not on Fame, it is on Parlophone. So there's that one as well, which I don't know, is that an export copy? I don't know. So that's it. So that is the weird and wonderful world of collecting. In fact, that this could just be a standard UK copy, thinking about it, although I've got one which is a different label to that. But I have got one that has got a yellow and black Parlophone. If you just bear with us one sec, I will see if I can find it. While you're here, just excuse me for one sec. Might be this one. I've got a US version as well over there. I think it's this one. So that's just like on a slightly different parlophone label, isn't it? I don't know what I've done with that though. One record that's gone missing. Or I've put it somewhere. I've put it in a safe place and can't remember where it is. Don't even know where that one's from. So, looks Danish, doesn't it? Holland. That's Dutch, isn't it? So there we have it. The weird and wonderful world of collecting Beatles records. I've got to try now and find that other one that's on a yellow and black parlophone with this one, McCartney too. I won't bother now because this video has gone on for nearly an hour, or 50 minutes, and I expected it to be like half an hour video. I know it'd be long. So once again, thank you to everybody for supporting the channel. If you've watched this all the way to the end, then please at least give me a thumbs up. That does help with the, to promote this channel and other channels around the world on YouTube. Everything I do show you on this channel, by the way, I do own. I've gone out and bought, or sometimes like a few things, like Mr. Ellie and Andrew the Postman have sent me things, and the Vinyl Vault have sent me things, and but I don't get sent things by big record companies. It'd be nice if they did. I could save a hell of a lot of money. So I'm not having to go at anybody that does get things off record companies. I'm just saying, all my stuff is my own things. Who knows if Apple's watching, or the John Lennon estate, or Paul McCartney, or Universal Music, or whoever, or Danny Harrison. If you want to send me some freebies, I'm more than happy to review your products. So anyway, that's just me being me. Remember, you are the beat of Beatle Dave. Without you, this channel wouldn't exist, and a splendid time is guaranteed for all, even though you might have fell to sleep through this one. So until the next time, no Beatle twist and shout outs today, because this has gone on far way too long. But I do hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at different record labels from around the world. I could have done 3 times more than that, to be honest. I just thought I'd do your little selection, so I hope you've liked it. Love and peace to you all. And remember, Beatle Dave loves you. So until the next time, it's cheerio for now. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye.